Hello Humanity, highlighting humanity one vibe at a time, because little by little, piece by piece, we are a masterpiece. Hello humanity, it's me Sabri and I am blessed to be vibing with thee. Today's guest is Cesar and we're talking fatherhood. Hey, hi, how you doing?
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So how long have you been a father?
I will be 30 years.
30
plus years.
When you were growing up, who was your father?
My father, Jose Rosbel Raigosa. I was born in Mexico. I was there for my first 4 years of my life. I remember my dad more when I was young, when I was here in the United States. I spent very little time with my dad when I was younger because he was always working.
Where did he work at?
He started working in restaurants all over kind of the city. Started at the bottom, started as a dishwasher, eventually started going into in the cook on the line, and eventually a chef.
What's the matter? Man, I keep fighting with anxiety. I've tried everything, fighting back, ignoring it, even therapy, but it's too expensive. Just try Therapy. It's K-Type Culture's new mental health service, and each session is under $10. And you can do it over text, phone, even over Zoom. No fight necessary. No fight. Nope. Therapy guides you as an observer as your anxiety rather than its opponent, using CBT methods used by professionals, and it can help you too. Go to ktypeculture.com and schedule yours today. What kind of father was he? Was he a strict dad or was he a silly?
My dad was a very strict, hands-off, especially when we were kids. But on the weekends, always on the weekends, that he always made time for us as a family to go out all over the city, zoos, museums, showing us that type of stuff.
When you became a father, did you role model that same vibe, or did you something
completely
come
different?
What was your mindset when you first became a father? What was your mindset there?
So I was scared shitless. I was a young father. I was about 19 years old.
So still like 19 and still not even able to buy alcohol yet.
Not able to drink or anything. I was kind of more mature for my age, but totally different than the way my dad kind of was involved with me. So totally different styles of parenting.
What was your when you were going into parenting? Did you have like a game plan or was it instinctual?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't think any parent really has a game plan. I think it's kind of learn as you go.
What's the matter? Man, I keep fighting with anxiety. I've tried everything, fighting back, ignoring it, even therapy, but it's too expensive. Just try Therapy. It's K-Type Culture's new mental health service, and each session is under $10. And you can do it over text, phone, even over Zoom. No fight necessary. No fight. Nope. Therapy guides you as an observer as your anxiety rather than its opponent, using CBT methods used by professionals, and it can help you too. Go to ktypeculture.com and schedule yours today. Did you feel like you were a strict parent, a more easygoing parent, and did you try to lean more to one side?
Strict in some certain things, but for the most part, I wasn't. I think I really enjoyed spending some of that, especially when the kids were younger, was that going out and playing basketball and stuff like that, and Christopher with his video games, and a little bit more hands-on with that type of stuff, because I think being so young, I was kind of a kid at heart, especially sports. I enjoyed watching them play because I kind of relived my youth through them. I kind of felt blessed because since I was a younger dad, I'll still be able to participate with them, go out there and play with them and shoot ball and stuff like that, which was way different than my experience with my dad, because my dad was not an athlete at all whatsoever. He was more of an academic than an athlete.
Were you into sports, or were you more academic or sports as a kid yourself?
I was definitely more sports as a kid. I was more physical than my dad was. My dad was, like I said, he was more academic. But I loved like riding my bike and being outside and playing basketball. You name it, I was doing it. I enjoyed all type of sports when I was growing up.
Now your kids are all adults. Being a grandparent, though, your grandchild is a kid. Do you also like play? How is like the grandparent fatherhood?
It's definitely very, very different as a grandparent. One, because She's way better than my kids. When I was a kid. And just a totally different type of. It's really weird. It's really hard to explain. It's just about spoiling her, and it's more about playing dolls with her and making her happy and making her smile than anything else. So I feel less pressure to have to raise her, and more just to give her everything she needs and wants. So it's way different than your own children.
And now with your own children, like they're adults, you're an adult. What is it like now? Is there still pressure as when you were a father to them as children?
I think that your kids are always going to be your kids. They're always going to be your children. You're always going to see them as those young kids that need you. But at the same time, I think all my children are at a place in their life where they could fend for themselves, that they don't have to worry about me, doing everything for them. That they're adult enough, responsible enough to take care of it. But at the same time, if my kids needed me, I don't think I'd let them fall.
Good to know. Side fact, I'm a stepdaughter, so so that's how you are as a grandparent and to your kids now. How are you as a son to your father? I know he's passed away. How do you remember him now?
There's a lot of regrets when it comes to my dad. When he passed away, it went really quick. And I didn't have the opportunity to actually thank him for everything that he did for me. And a lot of things that just came to mind, that I didn't think about before. Like I mentioned earlier when we first started, was that my dad was kind of hands off. And especially when I was growing up and I was younger. He wasn't one to hug you. He wasn't one to say, I love you, support you, like on your first date, or how to ride a bike, or how to drive a car, or any of that stuff. After he passed away, I thought, like, man, my dad never told me he loved me, He did later in life, but at those young ages, I'm like, he was not that kind of person that would put his arms around you and hug you. In hindsight, I realized that even though he didn't use his words, he was telling me he loved me every freaking day. With his actions, with the way he took care of us, he took care of the family. Even though he would yell at us and cuss at us and call you a pendejo or whatever, the entire time he was supporting you. He made sure we went to good schools, made sure we had a roof over our head and food, and we learned to be strong and how to work hard and set goals for yourself. And thankfully, me and all my sisters, we're all professionally advanced in our careers and went to school and everything else. And so even though he didn't say it, I know that he loved us all.
Love is like beyond like words and
beyond the words.
It's like it's the vibe.
Yep.
It really is the vibe. I think you really set a good example for your children and honor your father in like the way that you do things and all of your love, and the legacy continues on in one of those, being a parent, being a father. And I thank you for sharing your story, gratitude and love. Thank you for being here with us today, Cesar.
Awesome, cool, thank you.
All right.
Don't change a thing.
Hello, humanity. It's been me, Sabri, and I'll vibe with you next week.
Don't change a thing.
Hello, humanity. Highlighting humanity one vibe at a time. Because little by little, piece by piece, we are a masterpiece.